YouTube? Coach Carr here, bringing you another video. This one is on page 2 of our notes on the area of 2D shapes. So I hope you enjoy. So the success criteria is I'll be successful when I know the formula of the area of a sector and what the letters and the symbols mean. This learning target comes from derive using similarity of the fact that the length of an arc intercepted by an angle is proportional to the radius, and define the radian measure of the angle as the constant proportionality. Derive the formula for the area of a sector. Okay, so we're continuing on page 2. Looking at number 1, it says write a formula that can be used to find the area of a sector of a circle. Be sure to explain what each variable represents. You may include a diagram in your description. So in the video before, I actually gave it to you already, but now we're going to be able to explain it a little more and go over it a little further. So the formula that you had before was the angle times pi r squared over 360. So if I were to draw a diagram of this, what we're saying is you have a circle, and it's like you're taking a little piece of the pie. So let's say I want to know the area of the part that I just created here. Well, you would have an angle. This here would be my radius. So r is the radius, and this symbol, if you don't know, is an angle. Explain and justify the formula you wrote. Well, the full central angle is 360 degrees. Okay, so the full thing is 360. That's why it's over 360. So what we're doing is we take a portion of a circle Now, the portion of the circle would be the degree. So we're saying how big of a portion we're taking. That's our degree. Or so that's what our angle is. Now, and then multiply it with the area of a full circle. Now, if I had a full circle, that is pi r squared. So if you take the portion, the degree over 360, what you're doing is you're making it so it's a number that is less than 1 because you're taking a little piece of it and you're multiplying it by whatever the area of that full circle might be. So that's the idea of what we are doing with this formula. Okay, so now it's time to do an actual problem with what we just said above. So they want us to find the area of the shaded sector in terms of pi. Show all your work carefully and completely. So if you want it in terms of pi, that means you will keep pi just like that symbol. We're not actually going to make it 3.14. So you keep it as this symbol. So remember that the formula is that you have that angle times pi r squared all over 360 degrees. So instead of the angle, we would have 60 degrees. So 60 pi, the radius would be 9. So we would have 9 squared over 360. 9 squared is 81. So 60 pi times 81 all over 360. These can multiply together. So 60 times 81 is 4,860. Don't forget the pi. Over 360. When I do 4,860 divided by 360, I get 13.5. And don't forget that we have the pi. And because they want us to keep it in terms of pi, this would be my answer. Now, don't forget your units though. This would be, since they said it's centimeters, it would be centimeters squared. So the area of this sector is 13.5 pi centimeters squared. Okay, so now we're looking at number 3. This one wants us to find the area of the shaded sector as well. This one, though, they tell us to round to the nearest hundredth. So when we round, hundredths is 2 decimal places, tenths, then hundredths. So in this one, we're not going to keep it with pi. We're actually going to make it the number 3.14. But as it continues to say, it says show all your work carefully and completely. So we just need to make sure we show all our work. So again, the formula when we're trying to do a sector is an angle times pi r squared all over 360. So in this case, the shaded section, I am told, is 164 degrees. So 164 times pi. The radius, I'm told, is 21. So 21 squared over 360. Next thing to do, square 21. So I would have 164 times pi times 441 all over 360. If I multiply 441 times 164, I'll get 7,200 or 700,203 to 4 all over 360. Forgot how to talk there for a second. And we cannot forget our pi. When I do 72,324 divided by 360, I get 200.9 times pi. So I'm going to continue this up here. Remember that they want us to round to the hundredths place. So what I'm going to have to do now is 200.9 times pi, which in most cases we'll just have you go to use 3.14. So when I multiply these together, I get 630.826. Now if I am rounding to the nearest hundredth place, that's 2 decimal places. So the only thing that could change is this 2. Now the 6 is greater than 5. So we round up. So the answer would be 630.83. And we don't want to forget our units. And this one they used inches. So I would have inches squared. So the area of this shaded region would be 630.83 inches squared. Thank you for watching. That's the end of this video. And make sure you're getting your exit slips done and turned in.